And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm Dan Soder, that's Big J. Oakerson, and this is the motherfucking Lost Tapes.
I love the Lost Tapes.
Gotta love the Lost Tapes. Did it happen on Thursday? No, but it's being broadcast on a Thursday.
We're in studio OG.
The office. This is where all the work happens. This is where Jacob puts in all that labor with his fingers, and Merkface Andy wishes he was back on the show.
Yeah, as we sit here, Merkface is currently feeding an Aisha Tyler CD into the system.
Yeah, he's got to edit it and chop it up. Our guest today for the whole episode, which I'm fucking so happy he's going to be on for the whole show. His half-hour special premieres this Friday, October 19th at 11 p.m. on Comedy Central, and he'll be doing his New York City comedy bus tour during the New York Comedy Festival in November. Tim Dillon, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Tim Dillon.
My special, funny enough, premiering same day as Making a Murderer 2.
Yay!
True.
No
Really?
competition.
Yeah. So, you know.
You know the worst one of all time? Nate Bargatze's Hour Comedy Central special, they played it the night of the Floyd Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao fight.
Really?
He got the date.
Wow.
He got the date. He goes, dude, they said May 5th. Like, what? Nate, what? One of the best comics out there, and he's like buried by Pacquiao Mayweather.
Wow.
My special comes out, Netflix comes out on All Hallows Eve.
Ooh, October
Devil's Night.
Ooh,
They love
devil.
holidays. Mine came out July 4th.
Yeah?
Yeah,
They
so did,
love putting them out on the holidays.
so did the stand-ups.
Which I think is okay because I think less people are doing things than you think.
Oh, I agree. And they get home earlier than you think, especially on barbecue holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're home at night and like, oh shit, what now?
What
Yeah,
are we
we're gonna watch
do?
a movie. We're gonna watch
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and it's and they just know there's a lot of losers out there. They're like, there's a lot of people with
Yeah,
nothing.
they know the demo. They know the demo that's watching stand-up comedy.
They go, you think someone watches the Ozarks in 3 days? We
Yeah.
know they got something to do
Yeah.
on a holiday?
Yeah, those people are not at a hot Halloween ball. They're not at a costume ball.
They're not dressed up like sexy
Yeah.
bad baby.
They're eating their children's candy.
Is Making a Murderer 2 about the same case?
Yeah, it's the same case. I don't know why. It would be great if they got him to commit another murder. Somehow he sprung him from jail and we're just like, you got to make something happen in a week.
Is it the same?
Yeah, it's Stephen.
He's
Avery.
still in jail.
No, he's still in jail, but is it the same? Are they examining like the
They're
case?
trying to-
It's the same girls. That's what I was going to say. The same girls make it because
Is
they
there a
painted a
trailer?
picture of him being a guy that was like railroaded and bullshit for some reason.
That's
Two
the
women
whole thing.
directors,
I don't
and he
believe
sure,
that. I think he's
certainly did
guilty.
it. Yeah,
I think he's guilty. His brother's name is Earl. These are all evidence to me, you know? Like, nobody brought that up.
that's a good, that is.
You know, but no, I think he did it. But the fun thing about that show is just Manitowoc County.
Here's the trailer for season 2.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I did it.
We had a lot
I'm
of
gonna
fun.
do it again.
We had a lot of fun with these accents.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, they feel really bad and sad and everything happened to me. And, you know, and sometimes it feels like you want to cry, but you can't.
His mom, man. Is the
Kind
mom?
of shocked sometimes.
I like that he was at one point not a bad looking guy.
Yeah.
I like that these documentary companies just have to find the most tragic families in the country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Here it is.
Just hanging out at truck stops and they're like...
Yeah, they go, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
It's just a woman in a sharp suit and a
Yeah.
guy in a fucking Bass Pro Shop hat.
Just a pregnant woman smoking. They're like, how's everything? I'm from Netflix. What's going on?
She goes, well, my husband got killed by the police.
Yeah.
I don't know who the father is.
Yeah.
Of this one.
He murdered 8 prostitutes.
She goes, are you available for a lunch at Tao tomorrow?
I am.
Yeah.
That's
Could
all.
we do a Skype call with production? What's Scott?
It's all these Hollywood
Oh,
meetings.
it's
with just
hillbillies.
trash.
Yeah.
They go, what if I told you I'll give you an Oxy and Roxy salad tomorrow at 12 for your story?
Well, it's like,
She goes,
what's it, Mama?
yeah.
Mama, what's her name? Honey Boo Boo's mom?
Mama June.
Mama June. Like, she had to sit in meetings with guys.
Oh, yeah.
Sharky, slick back hair,
Yeah.
Just
Hollywood types.
A guy going like this. I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about this.
They were
He
like,
goes, the sketty, the ketchup, the whole thing, the whole
everything
shebang.
you guys are doing.
I have to ask this question. I do have to ask this for legal. Is Honey Boo Boo a human?
Yeah. And before we talk numbers, I just want to make sure we spoke to your bank. You are days away from foreclosure currently, right?
Really?
Okay. Just for our lawyers to just get something together.
I talked to a Jimbo on the phone who said you would be willing to be paid in stovetop.
Yeah.
Was that?
You didn't get my message? I left it with a coot Cooter. I believe his name was Cooter.
So now, if you're not home, just call the local bar. Okay, fine.
And it's called the what? The Scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just leave a message for you.
Yeah, dude, I fucking
They call it the Scud. You going down to the Scud?
Yeah.
He goes, I got some Jew faggot calling me about doing a show about my life.
And they go,
I'm going to be on TV.
They go, okay, we're going to need
A
you
Jewish
to
called me.
Yeah, she goes, we're going to need you to not say that in the meeting. Just say that we met like we're friends, like I'm a person.
I bet there's B-roll on those kind of shows.
Oh, the N-words?
All those hillbilly shows.
Let me tell you right now,
vicious.
it's probably the production companies, that's the type of shit you save and watch over and over again. And you show, like, when you become close friends with somebody, you bring them in and you're like, let me show you something.
Oh, it's an in-house hit.
In-house. And you think it's going to be like, they have this special kind of weed. They're like, I got Mama June going on a rant about transsexuals for 30 minutes.
He goes, dude, I'm telling you right now, get a nice bottle of wine. Why don't you come over? We're going to watch a B-roll of the Duck Dynasty talking about the final solution.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is great.
We had to stop him from talking his niece into webcam.
Yeah.
Literally a cameraman, a boom mic guy started tearing up and got involved.
Yeah.
One of our sound guys got involved.
It's crazy, man.
Let's watch the rest of this trailer.
Everyone is talking about making a murderer and the trials of Stephen Avery.
It's not over.
Once somebody's convicted, they have to move mountains to get out of prison. Our task now is to upend an entire system that favors the prosecutors.
This is not going to be a hit.
Do we want the right person convicted?
This is over.
That's secondary.
This is unnecessary.
There's nothing else you can do.
They know this guy's going to rot in there.
Permanent attorney Kathleen Zellner.
So this is still about trying to get him out?
Yeah, they're just filling his head with fake hope to get a fucking show.
I know, because they really...
Yeah, they don't
I can't believe
care.
these two women...
They admitted in the beginning, she's like, we have to move mountains to make this happen, or we could just make a show, you know?
Or
But
I
they keep
hear...
getting behind him.
Or a season 2.
Right.
But they... I don't know if they admitted it, but... Or I think they did. They left out a lot of information.
There was
that
a ton of
incriminating.
information left out of the first.
There was like a whole call that they omitted from the. They didn't show in the movie.
But she had come to him before, and he's done weird things with her.
It was
before.
the Auto Trader, like in the Auto Trader magazine.
Dude, and the kid that was mentally enfeebled, but he admitted it.
Yeah.
Brendan Dassey admitted it. I know that he doesn't know what he's doing, but...
He goes, how you doing? Yeah, no, I did it. Hell yeah. They interview, they go, I was doing a character for season 1. I smashed that bitch's head like a melon.
Yeah.
Do you know how strong I am? I'm like a chimp. I can rip your dick off. I'm scrawny strong.
He was waiting to get indicted. And like, remember that's when he was asking, he goes, am I going to be home for WrestleMania?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I don't know, Brandon. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But it would be great if they're just psycho killers. It's just a family of elite assassins, all the Averys, and they go, Papa
elite
Avery.
assassins that settled in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Dude,
but like, we're sick of knocking people off in Tokyo and Moscow.
Did you watch Ozark?
Yeah.
Like that season 2 of Ozark, even like I forget the old couple that were like what is the name?
Jacob Snell.
Yeah, the Snells. Like a family like that, I believe murder with complete like lack of conscience behind it, because that's just people where most of your family's buried on your land.
Well, there's a lot of
like
a darkness
kind of shit.
to that family. There's a darkness to the Avery family.
Dude, you can't be around that much rusted metal and not have secrets.
Something's going on. Somebody got touched. Somebody,
I would say it was like, that was probably like a family thing.
Right. There was probably some stuff that went on that makes the murders look like fine.
Yeah.
Well, I gave him a wet hug.
Yeah.
And they go, what's a wet hug?
Yeah.
What do you call a wet hug? What is a wet hug to you? And they go,
I drawn my kids, of course.
Yeah. And they go, what?
Yeah.
You train your kid, he goes, too many. We got no money.
I didn't know.
What was the shirt? Remember the ski-doo?
Oh, yeah. No, when they would wear,
his girlfriend, remember, this guy's girlfriend had a jacket, the ski-doo jacket. Did you see wearing those jackets with all the NASCAR? Advertisements all over it.
The best part, there was a Polaris
tie.
One of them was wearing a Polaris jacket. The best is when they were in the mobile home and she was smoking a Marlboro Light, and for some reason when I was watching it, you could just smell it. Like, cause I've been in a mobile home when people are smoking, and you just know that the fake, like the fake wallpaper that looks like wood, and you're like, let's play the rest of this.
Smells like laundry and cigarettes.
In the Avery case,
I have one goal, and that's to overturn the conviction of Stephen Avery.
That's to suck his dick.
How are these women not raked over the coals?
to a crime that they didn't commit.
Dassy!
They wanted this.
All your favorite season 1 characters.
He's getting out. Dassy's getting out.
The nephew.
They're letting him out.
I know. Because he was too dumb to know what was happening.
Right, they're letting him out. So they're like, okay, you know.
What?
Maybe my uncle told me she wanted to kiss Jesus.
Yeah,
right.
He was looking forward to it.
So Brendan thinks if I tell them what they want to hear, I'm going to go home.
Shout out to Brendan Dassey for wearing the jeans that zip into shorts.
Hell yeah.
This case was Teresa never left the property, but the last call pings off a cell phone tower miles away from the Avery property.
Well, so Teresa Halbach had it coming. If you go to the Avery property, you are consenting to your own murder.
More than once.
There is you are consenting to your own murder. If you walk on that that is a car. They don't even do anything with cars. It's just a car yard of abandoned parts that nobody's working on. It's literally a horror movie.
It's a graveyard.
It's a graveyard.
It's basically a scene from The Bone Collector.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Like, get in there and get in his head?
Did you ever see Devil's Rejects before?
Of course.
The movie.
One of my favorite. I love House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects. My religion.
I love them
for Halloween.
And Devil's Rejects, though, if you remember the beginning, the Firefly,
absolutely,
ranch where they live and they fight the cops. It's just like that. They have a
Karen
house.
Black was the first Mother Firefly,
and then they went to Leslie Easter.
But I mean, what a grand Sid Haig.
Fantastic.
Best movies ever.
But they live
for Halloween. There can't be.
I want to show.
You got to show so.
Dan Devil's Rejects.
I'm in town that week too. I got to watch. I
like House. You don't like House of a Thousand?
I do. I just like Devil's Rejects better.
Okay, I'd see House of a Thousand is very campy and fun though.
It is. It's like a music video. I wouldn't do a trailer. Do the opening scene.
Do the opening scene. It is a great. We call this a cleansing of the wicked.
Yeah.
Right. Who is that? Bo Bridges. Who is the dude? Who is the cop? What's his name?
William.
Not Bo Bridges. What is this guy's name?
Pencil Dick from Male Gigolo. He's been he's usually in serious movie. He was Richie in Out for Justice. William Forsythe.
Yeah. And he plays.
Yeah, he was Richie.
He plays the sheriff. This is great.
And this is the opening scene.
Great.
Yeah, which I feel like it's like that. I think like that Massey house has like
they should,
underground tunnels to a different place.
Yeah, Sid Haig is Is he not the best?
It's pretty but it's just like that. It's like you.
Yeah, this is what it is.
If you have to drive several minutes down a road, off of a road to get to someone's house,
and it's not
don't knock on that door.
And it's not an estate. You know what I mean? Like if it's not an estate,
Playboy Mansion or something.
Yeah. Don't drive a mile to a shack.
Yeah. And then you're just out there and you're like, well, let's just snoop around.
Dude, and you know what got me going? Me and my friends would smoke pot and watch this stuff. We'd be like, how many real places like that are there?
Yeah.
There are real places in this country where people are getting eaten.
Well, look about the kids that you just found. There was like whether it be the house in Cleveland or like there's a house like that where all those kids were like they're barely kept alive.
They're kept dogs. They chain them in the basement and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, there's shit like this going on all the time.
Actual evil.
Actual evil.
But you know what? Sometimes words are evil.
Right.
Sometimes words are bullets, to quote South Park. Let's watch the rest of this part, season 2.
This guy's the scariest thing so far, this guy with a huge head.
What if I told you it was a ghoulish evening?
Yeah.
Ghoulish evening.
You know they're going to get crazy with this. They're going to be like, so what are you blaming for the murder? Pretty soon they're going to be like, well, have you ever heard the theory of Dracula?
Yeah. Darkness spreads across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
They all just laughed into paranormal shit to explain what's clearly just a lunatic murdering women.
What have I told you?
Evil of the thriller.
Stephen was possessed by a demon.
And so that is my lawyer. That's my new lawyer. He's claiming the old horror defense.
Apparently my lawyer tells me I turned into a werewolf.
I don't know,
but it seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's why when they asked me when I woke up in the barn covered in blood, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny when they were fighting that he was innocent. like the evidence they even did show was like, well, there was a her-shaped blood stain on the mattress. like her body and blood, just no body on top of it. And he's like, so that seemed pretty weird.
That was a little
blood stain. So fun.
That was a little disturbing, but
yeah.
He goes, well,
because we saw the perfect outline of this woman in your mattress. Like,
he goes, I don't know how many. I don't know. I didn't know.
She wanted it good, bud.
Yeah,
she wanted it real good.
20 soft I don't knows can get you a season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
80% of people who are murdered by someone they know. Each of those individuals have to be looked at as suspects.
There's a lot based on that bullet.
This is critical. There's an abundance of evidence. This could flip the whole case.
Oh, I love forensics when they have to shoot from this angle. I like random things they try to recreate.
Yeah.
He goes, well, that would have meant he would have had to have knifed her in a pulling in motion. I'm sure
I was a juror on a murder trial, and the defense had nothing to work with, so they would just do garbage. Like what the defense will do when the guy's clearly guilty, like she would get up and be like the officer would be on testifying, and she'd be like, excuse me. There was a Friendlies down the block. Did you think to check the Friendlies? And then the guy would be like, no, it was locked, and there was no signs of forced entry. And then she'd be like, okay, and then look at the jury and like nod, like I just made, and we'd be like, you didn't make a point.
Yeah,
like
never went to the Friendlies.
Never went to the Friendlies. Just remember that.
What's unfriendlier than not going to Friendlies?
Right. They have nothing to work. They just want to see.
You know that he loves chocolate fribbles,
right?
Yet you wouldn't check the only place that makes a chocolate fribble.
Interesting.
That's funny.
Okay, the defense rests.
Yeah. This one they're just going to be using Brendan Dessy. They go, did you ever think that maybe he thought Stephen Avery was wrestling?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Christ.
You know, Netflix had a meeting in the production company's like, listen, we just want to let you know, right off the bat, there's no way in hell, this is getting overturned. We have nothing.
Yeah.
We have nothing. And then Netflix is like, the reality is, that it's such an interesting story texturally that, we'd just like you to maybe frame Teresa Halbach's friend. Could you frame a friend of hers?
You know what? Judith and I were just talking about this in our office. Can we do more of the mom? She's adorable. She's sad.
Very cute and evil, that is huge.
I want to lock her up. I want a guaranteed 7 episodes of the 13 with the mom.
The spinoff is the mom, and we forget the murder.
You know what I love?
It's called Raising a Killer.
Do you remember the Paradise Lost? Did you watch those? The West Memphis 3?
No,
yeah.
So those documentaries are great, and in the course of those documentaries, that sentence gets overturned.
Yes.
All 3 of them get out of jail. However, what's funny is the 4th documentary that was made about it, that I'm sure you've seen, Lou, because it's Eddie Vedder all over it.
You ever see Pearl Jam live?
It's the dumbest one because they essentially show you, like where they say the whole thing was propaganda with those two. They create, the 3rd one's all propaganda, but it seems pretty dead on that one of the stepfathers of the kids did it.
Really?
Wow.
Very damning evidence, but to know... Like a documentary says it, but it's done nothing. That guy's still living in the world.
It's just awkward when you bump into him at a cocktail lounge.
Yeah, but when you see...
You're like, hey,
but when you see it later, like, that guy's daughter was like, I didn't want to admit it, but that night, like, he did leave, and then he came home covered in blood and, you know, kid dicks, and was like, hey, I've been here for the past 8 hours.
Yeah.
If anyone asks, I've been here for the past 8 hours, he goes... Well, why didn't you bring it up on the first documentary? He goes, just didn't occur to me.
Oh, I didn't even think that could be related.
He goes, and then I looked back and I was like, that was the same night.
When he was washing his hands in the kitchen, he said, blood doesn't come out from under your fingernails. But I never thought it would mean murder.
I just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
He's also singing a song about cutting off kid dicks.
Yeah.
They come so easily off.
Just a little snip, snip here and a zip, zap there. Kid dick in your pocket.
I love cutting kid dicks.
But then he made a great casserole. He was a great cook.
God.
He always, you know.
Nobody wanted to believe it. He always had, he made his once-a-year chili.
Yeah.
And we also were finishing a game of Monopoly. So
he let us curse. He never cared if we cursed. It was great. Just let us say the F word all the time. It's
we got to rated our movies on the weekend.
I mean.
We wouldn't let us smoke, but he let us vape.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. He brought us jewels.
Trial. Do they have much of a case?
I don't think Manitowoc is ever going to heal from this.
I love the country getting behind a rube.
There she is. There's our girl.
And by the way, on a beautiful boat.
That house somehow is already trashed.
On a beautiful boat, which is trashed, and there's a tiny little dog.
That's season 1 money. That's season 1 cash
look
right
at season
there.
1. Look at
who is this guy? They have a 700-pound guy driving.
She's like, I have to live on a boat now because everyone in town recognizes me.
She goes,
I'm sorry, I'd like to sign your paper, but I'm having lunch with my friends.
When I found out I could just live on the lake, I like that better. And now I just trashed the house that I live on the lake.
I have a little dog and a guy and a boyfriend who looks just like me.
No one can tell me I can't smoke on this boat. I smoke all day.
You can't burn it. You're surrounded by water.
Oh, I love a Marlboro Light on the water.
She definitely smokes cigarettes out of a soft pack that's in one of those. It looks like a change purse.
Oh my God! Yes. Absolutely.
You open the
with
change
the little snip where you open it up. It's
you
leather.
just go over each other and you go like that.
Yeah. And then she turns it out and she goes.
Anyway, Stephen always was a violent boy.
Yeah. She's definitely potentially has a seashell ashtray.
Yes.
Very potentially has that.
He loved Auto Trader and he loved murder.
Oh God.
I used to find Barbie arms in his sock drawer all the time, and I'd say, Stephen, what are you doing with your sister's Barbie arms?
He was a good boy, but he loved pressure.
Again, like we used to be. And I want to see if I can put that back together. I built me a big house so I can take care of them. I want to make them happy as long as they're here. And that's what I'm scared about.
If this case is solid, if he's
guilty... What the fuck are they about to do to him? Are they going to lawnmower man him? What was all that technology on his head? They're going to put him into a computer?
We're going to put you back there in a digital simulation.
That's Apple's new update is you're getting Massey.
Netflix is using controversial technology to put Stephen Avery back at the scene of the crime to see how he acts.
We never knew what was going to happen when we inceptioned a moron.
Right.
He's buried too deep.
He wrote a book called
Dreams.
Yeah. He wrote a book called If I Did It, Bud.
Yeah. They go,
If I Did It, Bud.
They go, we asked Stephen Avery to go into his mind, and instead he inceptioned into his cat's dreams. So we've lost him. He's gone.
He's 3 people in now.
Yeah, and he's like,
now I'm licking my hindquarters.
Dude, look, is that a wig? Making a murderer.
Her eyebrows are serious.
Dude.
Is it a 10-part series again? They can't stretch it 10 parts again.
I mean, they're going to try.
Anyways, fuck that. Watch Tim Dillon's special.
Well, I gotta be honest. After seeing this, I do kind of want to get back to Manitowoc.
You can do both.
But here's the thing: you can binge Making a Murderer. You can't binge my thing. My thing airs once at 11, and then it's maybe on demand for another week, and then it's then it never happened.
Then they put it in a chest that you have to answer 3 riddles to open,
and then they give it to Stephen Avery to watch in prison. That's what Comedy Central does with their specials. They give it to the Manitowoc, Wisconsin prison library. And
I can't believe there's going to be a documentary, and there hasn't been one yet, about how it's just been like news clips of someone going, by the way, the whole Making a Murderer thing's horse shit. Here's tons of really good evidence.
Well, because you know what it is? Nobody wants a documentary about, like, hey, it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the worst kind of documentary.
Well, it's more fun to think that the system's corrupt and that these people got railroaded.
Nobody wants a 9/11 documentary where at first the thing is the guy going, they were planes. They were all planes.
Oh, dude.
It's like nobody wants that. Everyone's like, what?
Yeah. A loose change doesn't take off if it goes, they were just well trained and they caught us.
It's just all that conspiracy music, but it's just a story that you've all been hearing.
Yeah.
And then the literal buildings collapse because steel doesn't need to be melted. It just needs to be compromised.
A heavy documentary of just facts.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Will Sobin's gave me a ride home yesterday, and right before we got out of the car, he goes, so random. He goes, "What do you guys think about 9/11?"
What?
I was like,
"That's your getting out the car conversation, Will?"
And we sat there for 10 more minutes with him.
That's great.
Because he was like, "What do you think about 9/11?" I go, "I don't know, man. I just, probably lunatic radicals took over planes and crashed them into buildings."
Yeah. What did you think?
It's just like, he goes, Building 7 though.
Yeah.
He goes, didn't even get hit and it imploded like a controlled demolition. I go, maybe, man. I don't know. I don't have the nerves left of my own anxiety-riddled nerves to add to, like...
Here's the thing, too.
Is our government trying to murder us, too? Like, I don't know, man.
9/11 feels so long ago.
It is.
That I hate to say it, if there was a news story that came out right now, like, hey, the government did 9/11, I'm willing to bet a lot of people would be like, who cares? Like, let's just move on.
I bet there's a lot lot of people that go like, were there any women sexually harassed in that meeting?
Right,
and they're like, yeah, no, they just said the government killed 2,000 of its own citizens.
Yeah.
He goes, I guess the lesson would be like, if the deficit gets too big, don't work in landmark
You know what
buildings.
the article would be called? Government does 9/11. Now that's privilege. You know? I think if you want to talk about white male privilege, how about false flag and 3,000 people?
A cisgendered white Christian male took advantage of brown Saudi and Muslims.
Yes. Who were intersectional feminists.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this. Two of the people of the terrorists were actually non-binary.
Yes.
So what is the problem here?
Well, it's funny that kind of brings us to this documentary we want to watch with you.
Let's start. We got to start with these guys. So
these guys are the guys who did 9/11.
Yeah, that's them. They're like, all praise be to Allah.
This documentary is called Swiped, Hooking Up in the Digital Age. It's an HBO documentary.
So we did a whole episode last week about it, and we met some of the most infuriating people. In fact, we did a Twitter poll on who was the bigger tool. Was it, I'm an artist, but I'm not an artist? Daniel from Austin, who I quote, was on a date with a girl, and he goes, I'm an artist, but I don't make any art. And she goes, yeah. And then
she goes, I totally get you. You don't have to say another word.
No,
I understand what you're saying.
And then Jacob's least favorite person, Kyle, who was, oh, wow, dude. Goat boy. He told her that he birthed a goat that they named after him. That was part of his date.
Yeah, and then...
Both ironically much worse than saying, what do you think of 9/11? That's a much better opener.
I bet you get a much better response
from that. Much better opener than I'm an artist that doesn't make art.
Well, it's a documentary essentially about people complaining that this mostly just leads to sex, one-night sex, or fuck buddies for a couple weeks, and it goes away, and it's complaints almost from every side.
Well, that's because people don't love each other. Like, most people on the planet aren't going to fall in love. Oh. So that's what dating apps are for. It's very rare that you click with, you know?
Well, of course, but I was going to say, Dan, you watched...
I watched a little bit further than
Black
this.
Lou, you watched a bunch of... Does it ever get into the gay
Yes,
app?
that's what I was going to say. It's coming up very shortly.
Okay, because I was going to say, I bet that's not as much anger in that one. I bet that's a lot more
Nobody on a gay app
this is great.
Nobody on a gay app is like, I can't believe that I'm not married.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to find my husband on this thing.
I can't believe the guy that sent me a picture of his dick with a question mark didn't end up walking down the aisle
before you're saying that,
swearing to be in a monogamous relationship with me.
Yeah, they get in
and raise Asian babies together. I can't believe that didn't happen. Yeah. All I want is some Japanese infants, a dog, and a townhouse, and all I got was a blowjob in a fucking weird rent control apartment in the Lower East Side. What a world!
With a guy with 6 abs.
6.
This is the so to start you off. These are the 3 guys. These are like beach guys that Christine grew up with.
I'm good with all of them, by the way. I think they're all great. I mean, these are all my type, except to the right it's a little too much.
Yeah.
But
well, let's hit play, because is this where we left off?
Fucking wispy mustache Filipino kid.
Yeah, the middle is the best. The left is...
and ironically enough, the guy to the far right's the only one for me. Out of the 3.
Interesting.
He's the one I want. Oh, dude, just a nice boat shack.
Oh, you know Dan likes exotic dicks.
Oh,
yeah. He wants
I want to be near a hot river.
A real United Nations feel.
I want a warm river and some snakes crawling around trees where I'm at.
Yeah.
You go, hey,
I don't want your family to eat desserts I haven't heard of.
Can you put on this rice hat and just emerge from a swamp?
I go, oh man.
It's role play.
I go, I want to eat something brainy feeling with my fingers. And then
what's that purple paste your family eats? Ube? Ooh, that sounds great.
Can you make me some medicine in a giant leaf?
Yeah. Can I have a big bowl of shaved ice with a melon on top of it, please?
For some gay foreign sex. Let's hit play.
There's like huge, ridiculous things of flowers like out in public. I feel like it's definitely way, not like casual, but way more like nonchalant.
So this is what we finished with last week.
They really gave him lines to say perfect with that stuffed nose voice. Nonchalant.
This is Brendan Dassey with just one extra chromosome.
No, this is West Coast Brendan Dassey.
This is West Coast Brendan Dassey. Like, Brendan, if this kid's born in Manitowoc, he's also in jail.
If the Avery family sold cars instead of stockpiling them for a murder place, this would be Brendan.
This would be him.
It's it really looks like he would say with that same calmness, like, me and these two guys raped and killed a handicapped girl and buried her in the wall.
This is the guy that leaves the Hollywood Improv and he goes up to you and goes, that was pretty funny, as he walks out. He goes, pretty funny.
No, he also goes, I guess you're funny. He goes,
guess you're funny.
He goes, the guy to my right is the mastermind. He's the one that wanted to hurt her. The guy to the left is just a henchman, and I got all the knives.
He goes, luckily my dad had some lye in the shed, so we covered her in that, and then we broke her bones up and buried him in different
But it was very
counties.
nonchalant.
My dad owns a series of Ron John surf shops, and
we killed her, we hit it. It was all pretty cash.
He goes, when her head busted open, it was nonchalant.
I skateboarded home.
I put her body on a board and rolled it down the hill.
I said, let the gators deal with her. And they were like, yo, Cam, there's no gators in the ocean. And I was like, wow.
We just laughed. We laughed at that.
I go, but there's sharks.
What is they're all talking about what? Tinder?
Dating apps, yeah. Okay. And so we're talking.
Christine, go back to the beginning of their speech, because it is worth it. The recap is worth it. I mean, everything he says sounds stupider than
There it is. Perfect. Let's go to California.
I feel like that's been a big switch too. Like I feel like back in like the 90s and the 80s, it was all about like who could kind of show more. Like back then, you have people like serenading people, like showing up outside of windows with boom boxes, or like bringing people flowers, like
that's
huge, ridiculous.
That wasn't happening. That was not happening. Was that what dating was in the 80s?
He goes, you also had all Valley karate tournaments.
Right.
Yeah,
John Cusack was always involved, or a young McSteamy.
Yeah. Every woman had red hair. Was named Molly Ringwald. It was weird.
He goes, sometimes your Uncle Buck would live with you.
There was one high school in Beverly Hills, and everyone went to it.
If you wonder where Christine is, she's upstairs blowing their fourth friend for an eighth of weed.
There's also an apartment complex called Melrose.
It's also that's not a nice area of California, the one they just showed.
It doesn't matter. That's not where Christine hung out, in a nice area. She'd be blowing this guy for weed.
No, that's true. She was a real beach rat. I get it.
Oh, a real beach rat.
Yeah.
But it really is that.
But that's how you live. That's how I would have lived.
Because she was the one that'd go like,
California burritos and cocks, just double fisting every day.
Like, yo, Evans. Kyle's waiting upstairs with his hog out.
He's got a roach.
And then Cam goes,
he's got some resin. You want to take a resin hit? And then suck his dick?
You want to give an HJ to a Sublime mixtape I made?
He goes, I think you guys don't know about dating in the 90s.
Yeah, he goes, in the 80s, dating was all DeLoreans and time travel.
It was all like,
sometimes
you bought a mogwai and you weren't supposed to feed it after midnight, and then they were like, gremlins.
I've never heard like serenade. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
It's great.
And in the 90s, it was all just parties at this house with Seth Green and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Or it was like living in a big apartment with your friends. And then you started dating your friends. He goes, does this motherfucker think everything is friends?
Like they go, I'm named after Chandler. He goes, that doesn't work out timing-wise. He goes, that's what my parents said.
I'm named after Cam because they were recording it when I was born on a camcorder. They fucked on a camera.
You can't pause.
Do they let the Filipino kid talk? Does he get to talk about
supposed to.
What his idea of dating was? He's like, in the 90s it was all whose village had water. He goes, and you would just...
He goes, you take a lady out for fish eyes. If she liked you,
you would stab a fish with a sword.
That's Ian. He's Asian as shit.
We keep him around for diversity. You're supposed to do that now.
His house smells like boiled plants.
His grandfather sold the mogwais for butter.
He makes a mean chicken heart.
Yeah. His mother always smells a little oniony.
Sometimes they have food that snaps, but it's hot and wet in the middle.
It's a culture of soups.
It's a culture of soups.
Everything's broth based.
What did Kyle Kinane say about pho? It was great. He goes, pho is like, it's like the rainwater poured over Vietnamese nightmares. That's what Kinane said about pho.
Yeah. How have we not had Kyle Kinane on this show yet?
We have one every day.
Yeah, you're right, true.
Let's go back to the bonfire.
Yeah, let's go back to Cam. Oh, it's not working.
Flowers like out in public. I feel like it's definitely way not like casual, but way more like nonchalant nowadays. Like it's almost like you don't want to seem like you care.
What if you do care?
And you have to not show it. Like that sucks. Like if you do really care, but you're like trying to not show it, I feel like that kind of sucks.
This guy's so bitchy. Watch.
I mean, I don't.
Skylar.
I don't know. I've never experienced something where I care so bad that I have to hide my care.
He's like, I don't get these feelings that everyone else.
I would fight him if he said that to me.
Yeah.
If they were recording me.
He's like, I've never had a feeling. I don't get what.
I guess I've never felt that way about anything where I like. It's the eyebrow thing where he goes, where I've liked it and had to hide it.
It's like a weird. I've never, but his comment is, I've never liked anything enough.
And had to hide it. So I guess
but enough so much that I have to hide him.
Like, He's relaxed, man.
Yeah.
He's
a chill dude.
But there's also something to be said for
house
women.
Parties and,
There's something to be said, though, for women responding to what's being put out there these days, though, in a sense where are you leaving, Pam? Because
did we say something wrong?
What was it? Where did we lose you?
Are you a 9/11 truther?
Where did we offend you? Was it when I tried to masturbate in front of you?
Planes
you
were
were
involved?
giving me signals.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted that. How do I find... Use your brave day you wore colors.
Yeah.
Love you, Pam. Sorry I spilled hot tea on your...
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry that I said I wanted an Asian lover.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. It's the Bonfire. We'll be right back.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Bonfire. Lost Tapes, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson, Dan Soder, hanging out with Tim Dillon. His website, Tim Dillon Comedy, right?
Yeah, TimDillonComedy.com.
The new half-hour special coming out this Friday, 11 p.m. on Comedy Central. Tim's hanging out with us for the whole Lost Tapes, which is very fun. We're started now to go back through Swiped, the HBO documentary about dating in the digital age.
Yeah, it's part 2 of the Swiped. We did part 1 yesterday where we met, or part 1 last week on the Lost Tapes were 2 of the most hateable men of all time. All time. Daniel and Kyle, which they do come up later. And in fact, there's some parts that I'm really excited to watch with Jacob because he hasn't seen it, of Kyle just absolutely crushing ass. I mean,
really?
Oh, just getting a girlfriend that's down with 3-ways. So I'm interested to see Jane Christine's take on that.
Love it.
And Jacob, get ready to get fired up. Take that shirt off. Start doing push-ups.
I will now.
We left off with the surfer guys at a house party. And here they are being
oh my God,
super in their element. By the way, if you don't, we'll tweet out all the stuff at the Bonfire SXM on Twitter. And,
Tim, question for you. Gay question.
Yeah.
Guys like this.
Guy in the hat to the left. Oh, sorry.
But I'm saying, do you get a thing? Like, I remember, there was a very flamboyantly gay guy who worked at Caroline's for years named Curtis.
Loved
Curtis at all?
Loved Curtis.
He was great.
He had this voice.
Yeah.
He
did. Yeah. He's like Harvey Firestein.
He would come, one time
he would tell you a story. He likes to go stuff like this and get like that guy who's, the all-American, like, I'm banging the hottest blonde in school and stuff like that, and just try to get him in a world where somehow he's sucking his dick or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
Like to have a guy flip on it?
Yeah.
Are you guys like interrogators for the FBI?
The things you realize about the guy that flips are kind of like, not all, but it's like that guy's kind of flippy.
But if I was going to say, if you hook up with a guy who says he's straight, the immediate thing is like, well, he's not straight.
First of all, this is the type of guy that I get all the time is a guy that I talk to online who's like, no one thinks I'm gay. I have a chick. It's fucking nuts. And like, we'll meet at a restaurant. And he's like, I cannot believe the day that I have had.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is a cunt. I am so fucking over her. I'm over it. I'm over everything. I don't have to come out. It's my business. I'm bi. I barely like dudes. Tie me up. It's like, all right, well,
dude, that's so
this
good.
is, I thought I was getting like, you think you're getting like the all-American soccer player who's like, yeah, man, I don't understand my feelings. That's the hottest guy you want. You want the guy who's
sometimes in the shower after practice, I'm just all like, why am I checking out Caleb's sick ass?
Yeah, it's like some dude who's like, I don't know, man. There's these things I just don't understand.
Have you ever been a guy's first experience?
No, if you're fucking me, you are so gay. You are so gay. You are so on board. I've never been, nobody's ever looked at me and went, well, maybe I'll give that a shot.
Has there ever been one you had to work?
If you are fucking me, you've been fucked by your uncle. Like and I'm against molestation, but maybe you get,
but thank you.
Maybe you need to be introduced to my body type at a young age. And the reality, I didn't do it.
Wait, hold on.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, but you're saying it's an acclamation.
I'm saying there's some guys that are really into it, and I'm like, what? It's like a weird
searching for Uncle Steve.
Have you ever seen someone eat anchovies?
Yeah, well, it was like on Voyeur, where he talked about his aunt, and he's like, yeah, she had big boobs.
Like if I show you the dude that I'm hooking up with now, this is the guy that Christine's got my phone, but there's literally a guy who he claims that he's a straight guy. He has a girlfriend. He's got a very attractive girlfriend.
That sucks.
And he's got a very attractive girlfriend.
That sucks for guys like Jacob who need women.
Yeah, well,
Jacob needs women.
So if I show you the picture of this guy, I guarantee both of you are going to go, I would have thought that guy was gay, or I would have thought there was a good possibility.
No, but back to the question of you having to work guys over to get them. Like, it is a weird thing to think a gay dude can be like an FBI agent that's trying to flip a mob guy.
I mean,
like,
look,
what do you got?
Take a look. That's the girlfriend.
Oh, that poor
but he's like, again, like it's so, there's such a crossover now between like what they would say metrosexual and
that's
whatever.
A big thing.
So if you're like this
what
guy's
do you think,
gay,
Black
sure.
What do you think?
Black Lou, do you think?
You saw that coming down the pike? This guy was gay?
He seems gay. He looks gay.
I don't see it, but
I don't see it either.
He looks like Vinny from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And his girlfriend is
attractive.
Adorable.
Yeah, she's very attractive.
What does he say about her? Is he like,
she's so hot, and I love her because she's very supportive of like everything I want to do. Like, because sometimes I just want to go away. So yeah, he loves her. He's like, she's got a pussy and it's fucking tight. And I'm like, bitch. And I love shopping with her.
Is it nearly that flamboyant?
It's not like this bad, but it's pretty like, whoa.
Do you ever walk by his girlfriend somewhere in public and go like, has my shit taste?
No. I mean, here's the reason. It's a big city, and I don't know that I'd say that anyway.
Wouldn't that be a great scene in the movie? You walk by and goes, has my shit taste?
But listen, everybody wants when I was younger, I would hook up with a kid who was like, when I was like maybe in the early 20s, I would hook up with the guy who's like questioning. Mm-hmm. By 33, usually the questions have been asked and answered.
Right.
At this point.
But you're saying there's a lot of guys you hook up with aren't like that, right? You're saying that like...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are like, normal.
Well, we started with
somewhat autistic, cerebral weirdos.
So the guy on the left, Cam, who we've been talking about on this documentary, you wouldn't go for him at a party.
I don't know that I'd be at a party with him. If I was at a party with him, I certainly wouldn't say no. He's hooking up with his friend.
Got it.
He's hooking up with a guy.
He's hooking up with that guy right there.
He's hooking up with a guy that looks exactly like him after surfing or something like that. That's out of my league. I can't get that.
That's shoulder punch gay sex.
I can't get that.
That's the one we talked about where he goes like this. He goes, dude, shut up. You're gay.
But what I can do is I can get NYU kids that want to eat salmon.
Got it.
You know, because they're broke, and I could be like, oh, you want to go to a nice restaurant? And they're like, okay. You'd surprised that people will do things for a tasting menu.
For stuff. Are you looking for like a steady boyfriend or husband in your life
really.
at all?
I mean, not really. I mean, eventually down the road, maybe.
Sure.
But, you know, I mean, I don't...
But you're fine with just one-offs and stuff now?
Yeah, for right now, but that is getting old. I'm sure it'll, in the next year or two, maybe that'll change.
I mean, that's a good-looking guy. He shows a picture of
Yeah, but he's like 22. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
There's not, literally, and people say that, there's
My
nothing.
girlfriend's a bitch.
She's a bitch and a whore.
This slut came in and said, honey,
I can't believe
we're going to my sister's. I said, bitch, get out of my face.
She's trying to have a threesome. I was like, what?
Ew.
Tuna casserole.
That means I have to put one on my face?
It's my God, I love these whores.
I'd rather take a bath with octopuses.
I love these hoes.
Do you think it crushes her to find out that, or is it better to find out? Christine.
You know, that's a great question.
Would it be better to find out that a guy was cheating on you with another girl or another fucking guy.
A guy.
And realized, I would think a guy probably.
Gotta be a guy, right? That's gotta hurt.
No, a girl, if your boyfriend's cheating on you with a man, you're like, how fucking oblivious am I all around?
All right.
No, I mean, yes, you'd be oblivious, but wouldn't you still feel some sense of like, it wasn't because I wasn't a good enough, like, girl and sex partner for him. I'm not what he's really into, probably.
I
think a guy. I think it's better to find out it was a guy. Like,
I think best case an animal, because you're like, well, they're committing a felony.
So like when those,
you know what I mean?
When those articles come out, they do articles all the time where they get caught like fucking sheep and shit.
Yeah.
Where like they come out in the article, like the article comes out, and you're like, I wonder if you're that person's spouse. If you're like, I mean, I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a much better story to be like, he was fucking our dog.
Yeah.
You know?
She's just drunk on red wine. She goes, I'm going to say it. He did the cat.
Yeah. I don't know if I know anyone. Christina had crushes on a lot of gay guys, but I don't know if I know any girls who have like
definitely dated a girl who
There are people who are married to
a lesbian?
Yeah. Definitely.
Really?
To the point where I said it to Vecchione and our old roommate Pete. I was like, hey, do you think she was gay? And they were like, yeah. Cause she was just very like, I like some masculine energy on a woman, but she was like straight up like, what's up? She was basically but very cute.
It was
very
Jessica
cute.
Kirsten.
Yeah, we
were scrap?
Yeah, no, she would challenge me in a weird way. We were fine until we'd both get drunk, and then we'd just start fucking arguing. She was the girl that I told the story that she bullied me into wearing, or sleeping naked. Because I wanted to sleep with my underwear on. She's like, why are you sleeping?
Why does somebody have to bully you into sleeping naked? That's so weird.
Why are you doing like a homo? Oh, Christine would have to bully me into sleeping naked.
You don't like sleeping naked? It's a big deal?
There's people that don't like it.
Not even.
We all tried to do it. We couldn't do it.
I don't know if Christine has seen me head to toe naked in years.
That's so weird. If you're by yourself, you can't sleep naked.
I don't like it. I feel
when I'm by myself, I have in hotels.
I can't. I won't sleep by myself naked. I feel very vulnerable.
Weird. But I
dig it. I think it's great.
I'm underwear, tank top.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm short.
Socks. Underwear, tank top, and socks.
I'm just usually like,
I'm a full suit, funeral position. Folded hands, just
Same
ready.
At the end of the
just in case I go. Like, I just want everyone to know.
The coroner comes and goes like this and goes, fucking easy peasy.
Yeah, he is so prepared, this guy.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
I have a eulogy in my pocket that's to be read.
He just pulls out, the coroner that comes and finds you just pulls out his phone. He goes, no, I am going to make the 6:30.
Christine, did you officially answer that? You would be more upset than if it was a guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? More than a girl?
Well, we've got a surprise for you, Christine. Bring him in!
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, okay, so if Jay cheated on me with a girl or a guy, what would I be more upset with? I'm like, definitely a guy. For sure. So
right.
like, I could think about it like hypothetical.
If I was like, Jay and I have been fucking for 4 years, you stupid bitch.
Like, I am
right under your nose.
Right under your fucking whore bag nose.
We said it on air, and you're just dumbass cackled and played a video, and I said it. I said, I'm fucking your man.
I'm just talking to you on the phone while Dan's chewing on my num-nums.
So I go like this. He goes, you're on her way up. I'm all, I go, is that Christine? Can you get her a coffee?
Tora said, hey. Yeah, see if she can grab me a small iced coffee.
That's so funny.
So let's go back to this. This is them at a house party. This is why it takes 2 episodes to get through a documentary. Yeah, this is them being beautiful and young, looking like they're in a Gene commercial. Oh, they're kissing.
I hate everyone in these conversations.
Technology progressing more and more. It's kind of like that awkward stage in generations where it's like, do you just do technology to meet people, or do you actually go out and have experiences? It's kind of at the point where it's like, all right, let's slide in those DMs, or let's hit up Tinder or something. But
there's nothing in that beer.
Not as real, you know what I mean?
Go back, Christine. There's nothing in that beer. That can, it was so light.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, Lou? It's just, I don't know, the way you
also,
move the
shout out to Cam being high as fuck.
Yeah.
Shout out Cam.
Cam looks a lot better here than he did. He looks really good here.
But also,
yeah, well, they're not shooting him from up the nostrils, laying down.
Also, I think it's maybe that he has a head cold. Maybe that's why his eyes and his nasals are all blocked.
Watch this can. Watch just the physics of this can.
It's kind of like that awkward stage in generations where it's like, do you just do technology to meet people, or do you actually go out and have experiences? And it's kind of at the point where it's like, all right, let's slide in those DMs, or let's hit up Tinder or something. But it's kind of like not as real.
Am I right, Mark Face?
What's a Tinderella?
It's like a Cinderella, but with a Tinder.
Yeah, and so she's a Tinder slut. Yeah. She's a Tinder slut.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's Tinder slut. I'm a why pull punches.
I'm sorry.
Here we are. We're doing a documentary.
Josh, Skyler, I know you're going to be upset at me, but it's a Tinder slut.
Tinder slut. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Is the camera on? Are we recording? It's a Tinder
First of all,
slut.
this is on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is going on at HBO?
HBO's hooking us up with 2 episodes.
What's going on at HBO?
I don't know, but
I try to believe in the good of the world, or that things make sense at the end of the day. So I have to believe this documentary filmmaker, with a lot of documentaries that I watch where I get frustrated, I get myself out of being frustrated by going, well, the documentary person definitely gets that they made a funny documentary.
Yes. Well,
not a real groundbreaking getting to the bottom of, because this is a documentary where you're like, these are the people you would, because they actually talk to the people who own Tinder and everything, and they explain the thing, but every person they talk to, one after another, is a boob.
I think it's done. I think it's also done if you're making a documentary like this to like, all right, well, if I have this opportunity, why don't I make people who feel bad that they don't get a lot of dates on these social apps to show you that most of these people are idiots.
And I think the other thing is
you're
like
not missing out. And the people that do well on them are fucking idiots.
They want this talked about.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing now about everything, is they just got to have it talked about. So this is the perfect thing. This is like, oh my God, did you see X?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, also because these dating apps, they really are, they're, standing outside of Studio 54 on like a much larger level.
Yeah.
It's beautiful people picking beautiful people, and then...
To me, it's like, I still feel like dating apps in general it's a casino.
Yeah.
And you're just throwing fucking dice. You're fishing, you're dropping lines.
It's funny you say that. Yeah. In this documentary, that people who created Tinder, when you speak to them, say they use the template of a casino.
That's what it is, man.
It's that when you get a match, confetti on the screen and everything.
It's all bullshit.
And it's like a big deal that someone is, you have matched. It makes positive noises.
Genuine connections in life are rare. That's why they should be avoided.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, you meet somebody, you click, you have that moment, you have that thing, but like the initial stage of just getting in front of somebody at a coffee house, it's just like, it's all a numbers game.
Yeah.
Just do as many as you can.
I had a stone thought walking through the city the other day. I walked by a girl, interesting, pretty, but like also very interesting looking.
In New York.
Yeah, very New York. And I just say, like, isn't it funny that, like, if me and her bump shoulders, say sorry, we have some brief conversation and we go, it's like just that person is now in your world. Do you know what I mean? Like, for a while, it's just an interesting thing. Like, that girl who just walked by, like, there's a chance where, do you know what I mean? Like, when she walks up, I'm just very interested in lives of people. Like, that girl's whole life is its own drama and story and turmoil and whatever. And if me and her just link up one day, you become a part of that story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus just, or you go, oh, actually, I can't talk, I gotta run. Well, dude, I gave someone the wrong phone number by accident.
To bring it back to the app thing, my fucking buddy, Fartbox, showed me an app, a dating app where they tell you how many times you've walked by a person. Like, I walk by a building they've been in, or they've crossed you on the highway, and you're like...
Well, listen, the new thing, man, here's the new thing, and this is where this is all heading. Times Square, they're gonna have, like, they're putting up this new 20-story retail space, and there's gonna be cameras and sensors that study and pick up information from you while you walk around it. What are you looking at? How long are you looking at it? How many people are you with? How many times are you looking at your phone? What websites you going to? And they're gonna compile all that data to build a profile of you as a shopper. I mean, it's crazy. They're going to compile data from you walking around a store. Like, imagine you're just walking around a store. It's like, that guy spent 5 minutes with pillows. That's more of a thing than we thought.
Yeah.
People want pillows. That guy was with 3 of his like, weird. They all separated and went to places and then they got back. Like, he, when he was alone, he looked at this. When he was with his boys, he looked at that. He doesn't feel like he can look at that when he's with his friends. Like, maybe we should put, like, this is all the way it's going to be.
It's removing humanity.
It's removing humanity.
Me and Christine
every minute
met at comedy clubs and just, like, hit it off.
Every minute of every day, Everything you do is being used and weaponized to sell you something. Every Google search, everything you jerk off to, every fucking thing is like saved in a data bank, and they're like, well, we're going to sell you this. Crazy.
And the thing is, and you remember, like, advertising on such a subliminal level, like, works.
Yeah.
You just think, I know from just listening to Howard Stern as much as I listened to it, when it was something like, man, how could we, I want to get some of these, like, Christina's cell phone pictures. She wanted to make actual pictures. And I knew, I was like, oh, I forget what it was called now, but it was like an easy, 1-800 photo thing or something. And we did it, and we used the code because it was just, I just know that name. I've heard him say it.
Well, it's so weird also being on
there's 80 companies I'm sure that do it.
We do it with our live reads. Yeah. You're like, promo code Bonfire, and you're like, someone has typed in like, I'm gonna go get some sheets.
Yeah. Why not?
Like I'm gonna use Uber. I'm gonna go get a Blink home security camera.
Well, because I think also it's funny that with most media, they try to get money from you. The thing is, pay money. You'll never have to deal with watching these advertisements anymore.
That's the thing. They're like, hey, here's an advertisement for money, so you don't have to watch advertisements.
And also the other thing, which I kind of hate, everything's now an experience. Like, you can't just go to a store. It's a pop-up store. It's a museum. The Band-Aid Museum. And what about the history of socks? And here's the ice cream museum. And everything's a factory. And it's 3 floors of a warehouse where they have a bunch of unemployed NYU kids running around spraying you with bubbles and foam. And all of a sudden, that's going to make you want a freaking pair of Yeezys. I don't know, but it's like, it's a weird thing where, like, you're being treated like a literal child when you were a kid.
It's the trick of confusion.
Yeah.
They're just overloading you where you're like, what's happening? And then they go, you want some Levi's? Like, can I leave here? If I get the Levi's, do I leave?
Yeah.
Can I go back to a silent room?
It's weird to have had almost half of my life what would be considered like analog now. To being where we're at now, and it is just an odd.
It's odd because
I like the moving forward. I love the accessibility of music that when I was a kid would have blown my mind.
Dude, every album
and TV and everything. I love the
video
accessibility
games,
all on my phone.
Food.
But it's amazing that
but there's some element though where I don't know if I want to when I get a phone call. Say to my TV, like, answer, and then it's like my mom on the screen, and I talk. I don't know, like,
but it's also like, they're selling you these experiences because now people do not leave their house. Everything is digital. The idea of you just going somewhere and being in a place is special. It used to be like, oh, you're going to Kmart.
You went to the mall to shop.
Now it's like to get people out. It's like, oh, come see this new thing we got going on. Come see the cereal exhibit. Like, I walked by, I swear to God, there's a store, a pop-up store in New York with just different kinds of Kellogg's cereal.
Watch yourself. That's actually, it's not a pop-up store. It's a regular store.
It's a regular store?
It's a regular store.
And it is
I do want to go. I've heard, and I want to go.
Well, I mean, but it's the thing. It's like, what is the why?
Cereal's great. It took long enough.
So then eat it at your kitchen table.
We'll make a store of it.
Why do you need the Kellogg store?
Some of us want a bowl of Frosted Flakes at 2 p.m. when we're walking through Union Square.
And you can then take a little thing in your pocket. Like, this is crazy. The people in this right now are crazy people.
Well, you also wonder, how does it make money?
Cereal in public?
Hi, I'm Dan Soder from Billions. And while I'm not filming Billions, I like to eat at Kellogg's cereal.
If you're eating cereal in public, you're a child or you're homeless. That is it.
Or Dan Soder.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to get behind you on that.
Yeah, no,
you're eating cereal publicly?
You're a homeless person. Or you're a child.
Or you're coming back from press and Continental Breakfast was up.
Yeah. Dude, cereal is... Now, I'm all about a Wawa. That's an experience. Absolutely. Homeless people in Wawa act as ambassadors of Wawa.
They should be.
They show you around Wawa and you tip them.
Yeah, the Kellogg store is a thing that I would go into and also understand the pretentiousness of it. Like,
I would just be like, you're selling me cereal. Fuck you.
I love it.
I've eaten this since I'm 9.
Yeah.
What's next?
At
the
home.
Bottled water experience.
Dude, I love it.
Have you been to the Kellogg store?
Yeah.
You went to
Dude, it's crazy.
I sat down and ripped through a couple bowls of cereal.
Do they have cereal that you cannot get?
Do you hold your spoon like this? Do you do the real like?
I put on cartoons and I sit Indian style holding a bowl going. No, I went in because they had a thing outside that said they were selling Girl Scout cookies there. So I went to go clean up on Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
They didn't.
And then figured you have a bowl of cereal?
No, I did have a bowl of cereal. I left.
I went to the ice cream museum. My agent took me to the ice cream museum. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. You just go room to room. My agent took a photo of me in a pool of sprinkles. It was disgusting. It was demoralizing. First of all, there are children there who don't know what's going on. Because there's adults in a pool of sprinkles. They're flipped the fuck out. The kids are like, what's going on? These are the people that give us food. We're depending on them. And I'm in sprinkles like this with a dumb swimming tube around me in a sprinkle bowl, and I'm getting photos of myself. I'm like, this is wrong.
That sounds fun.
The quicksand of sprinkles.
Yeah.
We lost Tim to sprinkles.
Yeah.
They go, we're at chocolate or
eventually
rainbow.
He aspirated the sprinkles, and we were not able to save it.
They opened into his esophagus, forming a small. The windpipe got so enclosed. Should we take another break and come back? Hell yeah.
All right.
Tim Dillon hanging out with us for the show. We're watching Swiped, the HBO documentary. Tim Dillon special, 11:30 p.m. 11 p.m. Fuck yeah. That's that first one. Tim Dillon's half-hour special premieres this Friday, October 19th at 11 p.m. on Comedy Central. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m. So make sure you listen. And his New York Comedy Bus Tour during the New York Comedy Festival in November. For tickets and other tour dates.
Still get tickets. Tim J. Dillon, DILLON on Instagram. The link is up right now. Thank you.
Go do it. Go buy tickets for TimDillonComedy.com too. We'll be right back. It's the montage.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Yeah.
ABC might pull my deal, but...
yeah. It's Bonfire, Lost Tapes, Comedy Central Radio Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson, Dan Soder hanging out with Tim Dillon. The half-hour special premiering this Friday, October 19th at 11 p.m. on Comedy Central. And Tim's also going to be doing his NYC Comedy Bus Tour during the New York Comedy Festival in November. For tickets and all the tour dates, go to TimDillonComedy.com.
Also, now come see me live for mostly crowd work.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out new shit. Right?
Yeah, well, I have new stuff, but it's a lot of like B stuff.
That's where I'm at now. I'm doing, I'm talking to the crowds the whole time. Yeah,
we got some real good B.
That's going to be. Also, Dan Soder's going to be in San Diego at American Comedy Company, October 19th and 20th. That's just this Friday and Saturday. For tickets and all the tour dates, go to dansoder.com.
I love that club, and it's the last of the, you guys will both appreciate this is comics. It's like the 13th week in a row. And then after this, I'm like back.
Great.
It's a fun city because it's all military, or good-looking people that aren't the brightest, but really good-looking. Great food. Great Mexican food.
Great weather always. Big J. Oakerson's going to be at the Comic Strip in Edmonton, Canada this Thursday through Saturday. That's tonight through Saturday. After that, he's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona at the All Things Comedy Festival. That's October 26th and 27th. Go get tickets at BigJComedy.com where you can get his album, The Crowdwork Sessions Volume 2. I promised myself I wouldn't ask. And also write it down. His specials coming out October 30th. The Degenerates on Netflix. Man, that burp was just bubbled up.
Man.
You excited about the special coming out?
Yeah. Nervous and excited, yeah. For sure. Let's get back to this documentary we're doing, Swiped, HBO documentary about dating in the digital era. And so far this is void of one likable human being.
There's not one person.
I don't know. I think Cam is not as bad as you're making him out to be.
I think he's a tool.
Yeah, I think he's dope.
I think he's a pretty good dude. He's just trying to figure out his life.
Trying to make his way.
He's just trying to make his way.
Just a bro hanging out with some bros.
Just trying to get that fat cock wet. That's all he's trying to do. Why are you hating?
He's doing shots.
6, 7.
Oh, you guys, he's still drinking.
I maybe judge this a lot also because I never went to these.
Yeah.
I wasn't at these things.
I went to a couple of them at University of Arizona.
I went to a bunch, but I went to high school ones. I think the high school ones are very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar.
High school ones even. I was never at these high school ones.
Hooked up with a couple girls, and then I now have their Instagram, and that's a way to keep in touch. It's not like a way to like, I don't know, force like anything on someone. You're not going to be like, let me get your number. I'm texting you constantly to stay connected.
You hooked up with a couple of girls at the same party?
No. Oh, yeah, at the same party. Not the party we were at last night with you.
We went to a different party.
Yeah.
I hooked up with 2 girls at the same party.
Fist bump. I'm gonna lay back down.
I mean, you can't pause on Cam's face where he doesn't want. You want to just punch him in his chest,
especially when he goes his fucking Johnny Lawrence hair from the Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's right. He's got bad guy hair.
He goes, we went to another party and these sluts were sucking on us like they were gerbils and we were the water.
Oh, that was your sister?
This is the version.
She's got a mouth like a Hoover.
He goes, my bad.
This is the version of Brett Kavanaugh that just becomes a paralegal.
Yeah.
Like that's the highest he'll get.
You go, hey, I think my paralegal sexually assaulted a woman at a party. They go, yeah, we'll take him down for that.
That's Cam.
Hey, guess what? Kristen is Oder's sister. Here in your hand when it's like, oh,
I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill you.
Yo, it's Oakerson's fucking cousin. We all gangbanged last night. Like, why are you saying like
why
that?
are you guys so mean? Like you skateboard everywhere.
Do you guys watch a lot of porn?
He watches porn, he watches porn, he watches porn, he watches porn. I don't watch porn.
Skip forward to the gay guys, which is coming up right after this scene, I believe. So, there's a lady just breastfeeding.
Please, God, go back to that. What?
Yeah, I forgot.
Why is this necessary?
April Alliston, who is a professor of comparative literature and gender and sexuality studies, is just breastfeeding.
Do you mind if I breastfeed during
Here's the deal. Yeah, she's like, I have to. It's a mother's call.
Know the female body at all. They don't understand how to make a woman orgasm. And they look more at like porn, because when you watch like
it's quite an adult conversation for a girl with tattooed hands.
Yeah.
Or something.
Regular old vanilla sex acts that everybody does sometimes as a form of humiliation for the women involved. It's not about their orgasm except as, it's sexy that it happens to always be a function of the male ejaculation or the male pounding or whatever.
In every main
you know, it's hilarious. Lou played that, but I didn't. I really thought that the baby started crying.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, sorry, I have to switch tits."
So here it is. There's more of these dickwads.
Like guys get addicted to it and girls get addicted to it, and it's fucking insane. And like I have this one friend back home who's like, he's like, yeah, like I can't finish unless I watch porn.
What?
Yeah, like he'll be fucking a girl and he's
what?
Like,
can that happen to all of us?
He goes, can you finish? He's just on his phone. These guys are fucking morons. Keep playing.
I have to like jack off or
It
something
sounds
to
like
finish.
he has something wrong with him.
So it's like
Skylar is the most punchable person in this group. He's twice done some low-key passive-aggressive shit where he's like, sounds like that's more of a personal problem for him.
Well, he made a choice to wear a fur-lined mustard-colored hoodie.
Can I just tell you right now, I was looking at a fur-lined, almost that exact hoodie in green online.
Not mustard.
No.
An asshole color choice either way, but not mustard.
Why? Jacob's got a hoodie like that, and I like it very much.
Is Jacob wearing a green hoodie?
No, he's got
mustard colored hoodie is only appropriate if it's season 2 of The Wire.
True.
You're working on the docks in Baltimore.
True. Yeah. True.
You're eating an Old Bay season crab cake.
I have a problem with the color, not the fur line.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, we're cool. We're cool again.
I'll just be cold, okay?
He watches way too much porn. And it's just like desensitizes for sure.
There are guys my age suffering from ED because when they have a sexual relationship with a girl, they can't perform because their mind is so skewed already by porn.
It's an epidemic.
You're an epidemic.
Men who, when they put a condom on, they lose their erection right away. And
I hate this chick so much.
That to weasel out of wearing a condom. You know,
nice.
This is the most chaotic documentary. Like, I don't even know what.
Well,
like, what are we trying to learn about?
No idea.
No idea.
That's what I mean. Is it dating apps? Is it porn? Is it?
I'll tell you what it makes me think. It makes me think that dating apps lead you to.
Yeah.
Or at least the people who, because I don't think these are the people who link up with me, the girls they've interviewed in this documentary so far. But like they're, thank God, because they seem like babbling idiots.
I feel
this
like
girl
the next thing we're going to talk about is global warming. I'm like so confused.
This girl,
the Avery murders.
This girl was in a round circle conversation about like, God, it's just like all about sex and all these guys want is sex. And then they interview her by herself and she goes, look, you know, when I use it, mostly it's just for like frivolous sex. Yeah. And it's like,
right.
They don't prove anything. It is very chaotic. Hit play because I think it's right after this is the
best.
You don't need it. I just got tested. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I know you didn't just get tested.
What?
I'd say the condom problem is because of porn. Because
no, I'll
I
finish
feel like
on your face, I swear.
No, I promise.
No, I'll pull out way early and I'll beat off all over your face, call you a little bitch.
Go to the next scene.
Yes. Damn. Let's have a bra and basically.
Okay. And then you shoot it. So she's.
Oh, maybe the gay guys were before this. I thought, or.
This might be him.
There's a chance that's him.
Yeah, there he is. The most hateable. Right with Kyle.
So we have the scene with Kyle.
Kyle's
guitar
back.
God. Jacob's nemesis.
This guy has gold fingers, dude.
Fucking pussy.
He picks a guitar and he's fucking, look at him. He's got a girlfriend with big boobs.
So that's his girlfriend now.
You want to hit play?
So this is my girlfriend, Alex. And I met her on Tinder. And her tagline was stoned in the bath eating clementines.
Babe, my first one was I'll blow you for a sandwich.
Can I tell you what? I don't want to be a cock. I think
he's out of her league.
I think he's out of her. Yeah,
he's so out of her league.
He could do way better than
She's
this
a dumpy Brooklyn pig. I mean, that's the reality.
She looks like a fucking Denny, like a 4 a.m. Denny's wage.
But
there's a brand.
There's a scene that comes up where you're like, oh, okay, she cleans up. So here.
Girls a week on Tinder.
And then what?
And then he met me.
And she's got that smoker's laugh.
I mean, in our case, it just kind of happened. And like, the more time we spent together, I was like, man, I'm like, this chick is really cool. And it kind of just materialized.
I was like, are her legs bruised up?
Everybody blow him in camp. Like, he's that guy.
He goes, whatever, blowjob's a blowjob. Yeah, he goes,
a mouth is a mouth.
Does it look like she got pelted with, does it look like someone was mean to her with a paintball gun?
Yeah.
And welted her legs? Yeah.
Is she blotchy and awkward? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, she is.
Does she smell like sandwich ham? Yeah, sometimes.
She can hold her own. Yeah. She can hold her own at Peter Luger's.
Yeah.
Are the bottom of her feet always black? Sure.
Sure. Is somehow her butthole pinker than her skin?
Yeah.
I don't know why it is.
Hanging out with her more, and like in that best friend kind of quality, rather than just like the hit it and quit it, or
I hate
Does she have prominent inner lips from over abuse?
Dude,
absolutely.
Yeah,
but that's one of the reasons I also love her.
Kyle would be the guy to use the term "hit it and quit it." Jacob, would you have guessed that Kyle uses that term? This is your guy. This is your guy you hate.
This is the follow-up.
Yeah.
Don't you want to know if his life turns out shitty the way you hoped?
That he got hot girls in the beginning.
But this is his girlfriend. This is not a hot girl.
No, her knees are always red.
Yeah. She looks like your friend's sister.
She's also very low maintenance. He doesn't have to shower. He steals her money. It's a fun relationship.
He definitely does.
Oh yeah, she lets his friends watch.
Yeah, she pays for mostly everything they do.
She pays for a bunch, I bet. Yeah,
I bet he lives with her.
I don't know how he makes a living because he seems to be living really well.
Yeah, his parents pay a living.
He's found a way to monetize being awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, that turns out smashing puss is a good income.
Yeah.
So, given that we have discussed, because Alex is what I guess you can define as heteroflexible. So, given that we have been, experimenting with having a third, just so it feels like there's not some sort of...
If you're in a couple, and by the way, she does look way better here. If you're in a couple and you're being interviewed together, and the girl's sitting with her legs out and the guy's Indian style, I think this is the situation, Tim. She is, in fact, dating a gay man.
Well, here's the thing. I think his sexuality really is depending on who is letting him live in their apartment.
Yeah, he's
right. I agree.
So you call him he's vagrant sexual?
Yeah, he's calling him vagrant sexual. He can only come when rent is being paid by somebody else.
He goes like this. He goes,
genitalia unimportant.
He goes, cool. So is heating? He goes, he's undoing his pants. He goes, is heating included?
He's like, the hottest thing to me is when a partner of any gender gets up every day to go to work, and I stay alone in the apartment to get high and to look for other guarantors eventually when they find out my bullshit.
I call it lily pad searching.
Yeah,
let's do a website
like this. I think it's the fathers of the girls who fund this guy's life.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of guys that are working in business buildings.
But he's a hot dude. Here's the thing. This is a trade-off.
Yeah.
She's not wrong to fuck this hot guy.
Yeah, she gets to fuck, has a boyfriend. They do a little documentary
Her parents made money for a reason.
They had a screening of this.
So that she can bring in this zero, but the hot zero.
100%.
To fucking...
Oh, keep the bloodline attractive?
Yeah, to fuck her. Maybe they get married and you got really good looking kids and he's a zero. He's a guy at the family business that's in charge of an operation, something that doesn't matter.
I guarantee
overlook something.
I
guarantee they had an obnoxious viewing party.
He's a stay-at-home dad. This is the stay-at-home dad.
Like a Facebook invite that's like, come see Kyle and I in the new HBO documentary.
Dude, they're all over L.A. All these hot guys that do nothing are all over L.A. They marry professional women. I know Michelle's good friend is this exact thing. The woman is very professional author, kills, writes a lot of books, makes a lot of money. The dad is this hot guy that was an actor, is a stay-at-home dad. But the lady's, a handsome woman, let's say that. And the guy's just hanging out all day with the kids, being a bro. He's got 2 sons. He just hangs. Yeah.
What a gig.
He looks great. He's 43. Looks like he's 23. He walks in. He's not stressed. Everything's fine. He's living in the fucking Hollywood Hills.
Do you think
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You think he fucks other places? Or do you think it's just the guy who's like, whatever?
Yeah, he fucks wherever he wants.
Yeah.
He'll fuck something. He meets up with some chick. Fucks quick. It means nothing. And guess what? His wife probably doesn't even give a shit.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't even care.
She gets what she wants out of it.
She gets what she wants. He's watching her kids.
We saw somebody we know me and Christine on social media the other day with a new boyfriend, and it's clearly a woman. Yeah, that's it right there. And you're like, you got to find even better ones of how different in the league they are here. But it's just she's pretty goofy looking, and the guy's he's like a Brazilian
handsome,
just handsome guy. Yeah,
that guy looks like the Salt Bay guy.
Yeah.
The guy did Hot Latin Lover that sprinkles salt on your steak, and she looks like someone that you would see on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, smoking a cigarette and having the guy yell at her and be like, "You can't smoke here," and having her just give him the finger and continue to smoke while she pumps her gas.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really, it's such a mismatch. And
oh my God.
Yeah, we were saying
this guy is not a match.
And we were saying how much though. But
he's probably a grifter. He's probably a grifter. These guys are grifters. He looks like he has money. He probably has no money. And everything. These are clothes he's wearing that were bought by another woman.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Another woman took him to get that suit.
And I know, we know her. She has a good job, right, Christine? She's like a high level something.
Yeah, no.
And so, and I'm telling you, she just has cash. And this guy is just... But I wonder if she gets that.
I don't know.
Probably on a very, 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 very deep level, but not up front. Then it's no, it's a good relationship.
Beverly Hills is built like this, but it's kind of the other way around, where it's a lot of older, wealthy men and young women. You go, what the hell's going on? And you're like, oh, these people want to live. Because listen, here's the deal. Some people just say to themselves, listen, I want to live in a mansion. I don't want to leave Earth without living in a mansion.
Right.
So what do I got to do?
That's one of their most important things they're looking for.
And a lot of people judge those people. I'm like, good for you. Do what you want to do.
But
do what you want to do.
Do you look at it the same, if someone's I love a person with a sense of humor. Some people are I like a man with a mansion.
Same thing.
Same thing, right?
To me, yeah. Who cares? It's at the end of the day, it's go try to, listen, when shit goes wrong, sense of humor ain't always the thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
So this girl's dad is paying for this guy to live in this great Greenpoint apartment for sure.
I don't know. All I know is that he is not paying for anything.
By the way, that park they were at, that he introduces his girlfriend, was where the girl I met on the date from the app had the 2 cats.
Oh, really?
It's in Greenpoint.
What else? So what do they talk about more threesomes?
Oh, yeah.
Dislikable. That crossing the legs is making me crazy now. You see, Kyle's a bigger douche, I feel, than the goat
Dan?
guy. Visually, he's a bigger douche. The goat guy says more shit.
You're right. He does say this. His body language is much more hateable. All right,
He's always going to have a good life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Constriction, on the relationship.
Also, it's fun because then we get to we get to like play with Tinder again.
So you guys swipe together now on Tinder?
Yeah, we have like
on
a joint
Grindr and on OkCupid. We have a joint OkCupid account. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, well, maybe not.
Which works out. Homegirl has too many tattoos.
Look at this bitch getting judgy.
Yeah.
Weird eyebrows.
She's like my type, but not your type.
No, I would do her.
You like big boobs.
She likes big.
See that angle? He's not that good looking.
You look at our previous generation.
Yeah, he is a little shot to shot.
Dude, that angle.
He's Two-Face?
He's weathered.
Yeah.
Bro, see that angle? If you could go back to that angle, angle, he looks weathered, and I'm telling you. Because right here, it's
I love that angle on her. Look at those. Good
she's got huge tits.
Yeah.
This angle here, he's okay.
He's got old Russian face.
Yeah, he's got something's going on there.
Yeah, he's a he's a grifter.
Dude.
He's a dick grifter.
He also got
see, you see it right there.
Yeah.
It's great. One shot.
One shot.
You can see somebody's essence, his soul.
Yeah.
He, in 6 months, he's cheating on her now.
Oh, yeah.
He's cheating on her now, and he's you know what he does? He goes on Zillow and looks at apartments, and then goes to open houses and sees frumpy Williamsburg bitches buying apartments, and then he lays pipe and sees where he can move in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his dating app, Zillow.
That was the follow-up interview?
Yeah.
He goes, I'm on Zillow, I am killing it.
Yeah, I'm murdering it. I
got a house in Manhattan, I got a house in Jersey.
Yeah.
You look at our previous generation or the generation before, it's like you meet someone in your hometown, you date them, feel like your high school sweetheart, you date them, and that's the only person that you've really been with. And that kind of monogamy is like super scary. It can go on for like 60 years.
Look at this chick's fucking place in her early 20s.
Yeah.
He's like in the older generation, like you had to have a job and like earn money, and then you'd have to
a lot of responsibility, and the ability for you to carry responsibility showed women that you were a good partner.
Yeah,
but now you just sling dick and have a couple good text lines.
Yeah, the idea of getting up every day and going to a job is really scary. So I've really tried to look at this with a lot more.
Yeah.
A guy. Realizing he has a power over women to understand how to prey on their insecurity is so 180 from what my mind said.
Right.
Like preying on a woman, you know what I mean?
It's
like
a bad guy. That's a bad guy.
Yeah, this guy understands that this chick is like, I can't believe it. But I'm always blown away when women don't seem to see it.
Yeah,
like, this guy really likes me.
I think it's also the way that certain men get fucking hustled by women, like gold diggers, because it's like they're playing to a part. They're playing to a part of you that blinds you because it feels so good. Because you're like, a guy who knows this crazy hot girl likes me. This has got to be something, and then you're like, if I goes for money. And it's gone.
But like, have a guy knowing himself that much that's like, I am great looking enough that this is
yeah, I mean, he's obnoxiously...
We'll make this happen.
He's obnoxious. He's a good looking dude, and he's just like strongly opinionated, so you can just tell that he's like... He would start talking and I'd be like, alright.
Play more of him. I'm going to shove a fucking can in his mouth.
And it's super bland, and then you die. So, praising the whole
I mean, really? He just slapped her on the ass.
Yeah.
Like, but it is just like that is the thing for the camera he'll do to...
You're like, see, we have fun.
Due to people that you may never have crossed paths with.
Could we see each other doing this forever? I don't know.
I mean, definitely not past 60.
Not past 60. I mean, I was thinking like not past... I'm 27, so not past 30.
Oh, okay.
This is definitely already over.
Yeah.
If she's setting definite lines on it, she's not into it. She's like, how much longer do I have to do this for you to stay with me?
She's not into it at all.
At all.
Can tell,
At all.
And she just keeps laughing it off where she goes, we get to play with Tinder, so that's me good. Yeah, alright, this is the gay scene.
I bet you do.
Dude, Andy Fiore just excitedly goes, I know exactly where this is.
When the
Andy's
trans
like, I know everyone in this thing.
He goes, oh my God, my old haunt.
Oh.
He goes, I haven't been to the Metro in years.
Oh, it's Auntie.
Like this. He goes, I wonder if Sydney still bartends on the afternoons.
Yeah. It's Auntie Uncle Edna.
Yeah. Now they're at a gay bar.
What we do know is that with the rise of the internet, many people that previously had a hard time connecting can now find someone else. So for instance, in our data where we know that over a third of people have met someone through the internet, that number is even higher for gay men and lesbian women.
Oh,
and if you think about it,
that's a lot of pussy getting ate.
It might be easy enough for a gay man or a lesbian woman to meet someone to date. But in many places throughout the United States, it might not be that easy. If you're talking about a population that is a minority group, in this case a sexual minority group, you then have to find someone else that meets the same criteria, and that might be kind of hard. And on top of that, in many places in the U.S., it still might not be all that safe for a gay man or a lesbian woman to walk into a bar and try and pick someone up. So the internet has allowed people of so many different walks of life to find each other, to connect with each other, and
do you agree with
possibly
that,
start dating and have a relationship.
Sure, yeah. I mean, what? Agree with what?
Like saying like it's making it easier for gay dudes in like Omaha to bang.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's probably where it comes in the most.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Like Albuquerque.
I mean, 100%.
Where your community might...
I tend to think, here's what I think. I think there was a documentary on Netflix called Small Town Gay Bar, which was really great. And they talked about, how tough it is to be gay in the small town. But then what you found, like halfway through the documentary, is that this small group of gay people had this really strong community.
Yeah.
And you go to LA and San Fran and New York, there's nothing even approximating that. There's nothing even close to that. Like, there's so many options. There's so much, which is, it's a positive, but the negative of that could be that there is no, so a lot of those smaller places is much harder to be, which sucks, and that's changing, but the internet is much better, but like, it's like, sometimes like when I go to small towns, I go on the internet, tons of gay people, tons of dudes, tons of closeted
Have you ever
dudes.
been to a city where you're like, wow, there's not a lot of gay guys here?
No, I mean, there's
because the apps have allowed, well, the apps have allowed closeted men.
There are dudes that you guys are friends with that you don't know that have done gay stuff that you would never know. And that's what flips people's mind.
Oh,
there's a guy, there's people that you grew up with that you're probably still friends with today that are maybe not gay, but have done things that they will not say anything about.
Yeah, Lewinsky.
And,
I go to Atlanta all the time.
Yeah, he does. He goes a lot. And he's there for a
those
reason.
dudes, sometimes they have, sometimes they'll have a profile on Grindr.
Yeah, that's gotta be, as a gay guy, is that weird when you see someone in the comedy community that's not gay on
No,
Grindr?
I've never seen somebody in the comedy community that's not gay. I mean, that I've never seen.
You've never
seen like Grindr or something?
No, because it'll just be a photo of like their abs. They're not going to put their face out there. But I mean, we all know that there's gay
Chris
people.
Stefano's headshot.
Yeah, there's
just a headshot looking up, like going up the stairs.
There's closeted gay people. There's a ton. I don't know how many of them are in comedy. There's a ton of them in entertainment.
Yeah,
ton of actors. Ton of actors, especially young actors that have a fan base of tween fan base.
Yeah.
They are told actively, don't come out, you will ruin your career. Jeez. And you do.
I have such a...
And it's so sad for them because I'm like, wow, they're multimillionaires. They can fuck anyone they want. They live in Beverly Hills. But they have to live this lie. Whereas I live honestly at Go Bananas in Cincinnati in an extended stay America.
Hell yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Some long grass out front.
Grubhubbing Cheesecake Factory food because as per the hotel, there's no food here and there's no food close.
Yeah.
So, they're living, it's a real hard life.
Well, let's go.
Closeted actors have.
Yeah, there's, having sushi flown in.
We met on Grindr when he first moved here.
Explain Grindr.
Grindr is a gay dating app, mostly used for sex.
It's a grid of pictures of guys in your area.
It's just nice stomachs?
I mean, it can be. That's not.
There's no way. I don't have a body for Grindr. I can't put my...
This is a little much.
That's a little much. It's not like
they
that.
kind of did that for the effect. That is what a lot of it is, but you get a fat bear in there. You're going to get somebody with red hair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not always just going to be abs.
Dude, 4 down from the left. I'd love to have that. Or 3rd down from the left. I mean, all of them. I'd take all of them. Let's hit play.
And lots of torsos.
I don't know. Whenever you told straight people about Grindr 2 years ago, I mean, they were like, wow, crazy. Like, do you do that all the time? You're like, no, but it is a thing because
It's harder for us to meet
I don't
people.
know. It's so funny because men now label themselves as straight, and then they just put like a headless torso, and they're like, "Oh, I'm on the DL," but I'm like, "Are you really? If you're on this app?"
And then there's people on Grindr who are like, anon, like they don't show their face. They don't want to know
like a tiny dude. Yeah, are you gay or in 5th grade?
I mean, dude, this super tight. I mean, he's wearing like a little boy, like a Pop Warner League football jersey.
Which, by the way, Powder Puff is high school girls, but
I mean, that is fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think I dressed the exact same way in one day of 4th grade in the summer. I think I wore a similar black mesh top with jeans.
What's your demo of men? He's like pedophile.
Usually, I like men that usually want to go to school for
baseball
water.
Coaches,
a lot of
men of the cloth.
I'm
a man who looks like a boy who likes men that like boys.
So this is a twink, and then if he was furry, he'd be an otter.
Okay.
And then if he was furry and bigger, he'd be like a bear. And then if he was like, this is a twink. This is schoolboy.
Schoolboy.
This
is kind of what he's going for.
That whatever he is my favorite kind of gay.
Could he keep a bushy dick? Could he keep like a huge bush? You know, because you see a guy like this, and you're like, it's gonna be bare, and then he's all, it's just fucking a ton of pubes.
Dude, this kid dances a lot during a day.
Oh my god, especially in front of the mirror as he's leaving to check himself out.
And I mean, real pulling the finger, like old Madonna dances.
God, I bet he's a horrific roommate.
No, he's like 1980s gay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
he's
what,
having a lot of fun.
Horrific roommate, but an easy flying 69. I mean, you can hold this guy by his hips.
Oh my god, you can walk around and do stuff around the house while you're doing it.
He doesn't have sex. He does a floor exercise.
Yeah.
Like
he's got the fucking ribbons.
Yeah.
That's how he fucks.
He's like, you want to come over? Did you learn your routine?
Yeah.
I did.
He goes, do you mind if I chalk my feet?
Yeah. I'm on the parallel bars.
He goes, here we go. I'm gonna suck your ass. Go. All right, let's go back to our little gymnastic.
Like, you'll get those messages that are like, depending on if you're the top or the bottom. It's like, you can just walk in and I'll be like blindfolded on all fours and you just fuck me and then leave.
I had a couple of friends who would get just almost notified, looking at the phone or checking for a hookup or trying to make something happen, even when we were all out together. So it started to change.
I just noticed his shirt.
All be there.
Is all dicks?
I just noticed his shirt's all dicks.
You just noticed?
I don't know why. I just was like, oh man, that's all dicks. Can I get you that shirt?
That one green one looks like a dick, and the pink one, right. It's all dicks.
Oh, god damn it.
Now I get it.
I go, you know what? I thought I was seeing stuff.
Whole thing's dicks.
Whole thing's dicks the whole time.
Okay.
And half the people were just looking at their phone. And you thought, well, but we're all already at the dance, you know?
Yeah. Stop looking at your phone. Look at my dick shirt.
I'm slapping my dick on your forearm.
I've purchased this all-dick, multicolored shirt to get noticed.
And you're going to keep your head buried in your phone?
on your fucking phone right now?
You're like, what are you doing?
What kind of insanity?
Oh, man, the guy on the left, nose ring, just mustache.
By the way, could also be an 80s bad guy.
No shit.
He could easily be an 80s bad guy as much as he's a 2018 homosexual man.
I do, honestly, because it's like people are still hooking up all the time, but now they're like
he looks like the guy you showed us.
Yeah, he sounds like him too.
It's like this
that's how gay sounds.
No, he's not that. I'm kidding. I'm just inflating it for comedic purposes.
Sure.
But he has a few drinks.
Josh comes over and goes, "Yo, Tim, my girlfriend's hot as shit."
No,
son.
he has a few drinks.
Bro.
When you have a few drinks, you're like,
comes out.
It kind of comes out.
Yeah, I get you.
It's almost. It's not like people. Yeah.
They think we don't have to cruise anymore, so we shouldn't because we can just go on Grindr. Why would you want to cruise when you can go on Grindr? It's like, well, because cruising is hot. It's fun. It's part of our history. It's part of our culture, and it's.
I feel like it's really popular to still like stigmatize Grindr and everything, and being like only like nasty.
Oh, I didn't realize that the little the lawn gnome that we love is balding. That's going to be a funny look.
Yeah, he's both 16 and 45. Like, it's a weird look. He's somehow pulling them both off.
Yeah.
It's like
different light.
He's a child and a father. Like, he has both looks.
I'm a man, dad,
Yeah,
boy.
he's simultaneously.
He looks just left of Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Right.
He looks like he could be like, I like everybody.
Yeah, he's hairless. No chance of a mustache on this thing.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe his bush is all big, and that'd be hilarious.
It is possible. He's aerodynamic.
He goes, lift me up by like a suitcase.
Go home, and then they use it. And it's like, that's what they do. That's how they get laid.
The profile says, like, I hate this app.
Knowing that there's that technology there.
His underwear definitely says something on the buns.
Oh, yes. It's definitely like diva. You go, Mark, I just noticed your underwear says Miss Thang.
Miss Thang.
He goes, do you like he's in the store?
Miss Thang underwear is perfect.
He goes, do you have the underwear with the yas in the back? Y-A-A-S-S-S.
I need a yas queen.
Shit, that's funny.
Do you have the sleigh queen? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll take 3 pairs.
I see a cute guy in the bar, I'm gonna immediately get on like Grindr or Scruff and be like, well, is he on it? Because I can just like say hi
torsos.
there. Or like just woof at him there. And then maybe he'll check it and see me across the bar.
How? Wait, I don't understand. It tells you, wait a second. When you're on Grindr, it tells you who's in a bar with you?
Well, it'll say somebody's 100 feet away, 45 feet away, 2,000 feet away. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It'll tell you their location.
How many feet away you are from Dick?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll
What
be
if
crazy.
what if Jay and I both got on Grindr and I was holding his dick and I went on Grindr? Would it be
You are 0 feet away?
You know what? It would be a great experiment.
It would.
But you'd
Let's do
have,
it.
I don't know
Give me
what
your
that
phone.
would be.
Grindr each other while you're boofing.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
See where it overlaps. Where he goes, you've done it. You've won Grindr. You're inside him.
That's what happens. You unlock the secret key.
Yeah,
and then
good
you're
job.
straight again.
Yeah, and
like
then
that's what'll happen.
You go home to your wife.
Yeah, that's it.
What's this guy's story?
Oh, sweet burn.
Acceptable.
Oh, Alana. Oh,
But
sorry.
There's parts of it that are like, oh, it's the future, and part of it, it's like, that's ridiculous.
For a girl who doesn't
Like the
like
amount of times-
dicks, why did she get 2 dick holes in her ears?
Ooh, boom.
Thanks, Dan.
I've lost with my friends just because they're on their cell phone the entire time. And I can't tell you how many dates I've been on with girls that are on their cell phone.
I'm
the
at a
entire
Liberty
time.
game. No one's
What? Let me
watching.
think right now.
Yeah.
What the hell is this documentary about?
Nothing.
Is it about people that are inconsiderate? Nothing has made any sense. She's like, I've been out to dates. People are on their phone. That's because you suck.
Yeah.
Look, you are boring.
Be better.
Be better. Compete. You're losing to the phone.
To give us stories.
Nobody's over 30 in this doc. That's the whole, to me, that's all about what idiots 20-somethings are, nothing more.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with dating. They're just all awful.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with technology.
Yeah.
I've learned nothing about how the way technology's changed anything.
Yeah.
This is the most obvious shit. It's like, so now I can go on my phone and meet someone. It's like, yeah.
And other people are going like, I can't believe everybody's
Dude,
always
and what's
on their
mad
phones.
about this, there are people that have technology addictions where it's cool, where literally their parents have to take their computer away.
Yeah.
They're so, like without technology. I know people that get sent away to rehab for technology. There's a lot of cool angles you could take.
Yeah.
They've done nothing.
They just keep being like, some people like to fuck, some
That's
people
why I say I
don't.
think the documentary makers
Yeah.
know you're making people look stupid.
Dude, it's like, there are people that have to go to like an AA for their phone and just have to sit in a room all day and be like, yeah, I just started, using when I was like 9. I would take my parents. I would just start to go on. Like, these people are
All
like,
the guys who in this documentary are guys who, when this documentary came out,
yeah.
like you said, viewing parties. They had guys over like, all right, here we go, guys.
Right.
My big debut. And it's like, you look like a knob the whole time.
I'm on HBO. That was a part of a very cool HBO documentary where they actually went out with us and they like really took it.
Play a little more of this guy.
I've been on a date with a girl. She was talking to this dude. She was kind of stringing along while we were going on our first couple dates. Because I've met girls that they're so involved.
Where does she have time for this between her aggressive blogging?
Oh, dude, I bet she loves comedy.
Internet or like spend
She's
so
like,
much
my
time
favorite
on-
comedian is Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
And she is the best comedian that I know.
Anything outside of her is not funny. It's offensive.
It's not funny.
Scotch is the best brand for just really cranking your tits into your body with some tape.
Making this image of themselves, and they worry about more internet shit than like real life.
She changes her Twitter name every 3 days. This is you know?
If I saw her at night, I would swear it was a drummer for Papa Roach.
Yeah, this is like, are you Sarah Black Lives Matter Johnson? Good to meet you.
This is the girl that annoyed the shit out of all of us.
Yeah, she cries because Tinder's all about sex, it seems. She's lost her hope in humanity.
It's all look, and here's the uggo, friend.
Meanwhile, could you be somebody that I'd want to talk to less in public while you're in public?
Yeah, you're just taking pictures of you and your friends. You're like, I want to talk to you.
Hey, can you take a picture of us? I think Tim really summed it up right. This documentary really is about nothing.
It's about it's literally about nothing.
They just go around in circles, bringing up different things.
It's literally about nothing. I cannot believe that HBO put this on the air. I don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah, I do love the call, though, that they're
setting us up for our live show.
The couple, the girl saying that was the most interesting part to me, right? When the girl said, you know, I'm 27, so I figure we wouldn't do this past like 30.
Yeah.
And he's like, we could stop when we're 60. And it's just, he has nothing.
I'm more interested in like that relationship, that dynamic, than anything else that's going on.
Absolutely, because she's clearly not into it at all.
I didn't finish the documentary because, again, I see why none of us did. Yeah, I came a lot. Black Lou, do they go back to Kyle in Brooklyn with his threesome girlfriend?
I don't remember him coming back up in this.
Does Daniel come back up? Can you go to the end? Can we just real quick?
Yeah, is there like a wrap up of this?
Do you see anybody's dick from the California part?
Yeah, I just want California cock.
At the end of it, it's just if you wait till after the credits, it's just cameras.
It looks like a porn where they just start jerking off.
They do go back to that Brooklyn couple? Oh, there he is. There's our guy. There's our guy voted most hateable on the documentary.
Keep going.
Here he is.
What if there's a dating app that was designed around how women perceive attraction? Like, what would that be different? What if you designed a dating app? What would it be like?
If I'm designing a dating app, I don't know. I feel like there's no way to get around the fact that men can just be fucking disgusting.
Absolutely.
But I think it's the fact that, like, women have always been seen as an object of pleasure or an object of,
it's the two people that I like the least in this documentary are talking to each
I want to get behind. I want to get in the middle of this conversation and fucking Van Damme kick them both.
I want to do an old school Hulk Hogan headbutt where you grab one guy and another guy and clang them together.
Is the couple? See if you can find the couple.
Here we go.
Yes.
Bo-sider.
By the way, she looks better each time.
Yeah. There they are. New York, New York.
Nice view.
Yeah. It's winter now. It's not summer. They're a little more mundane.
I don't know. We were just drifting further and further apart. And like towards the end, it felt like we weren't even really like in a relationship.
I definitely became more distant. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, you used to like 4 or 5 times a day, I'd be like, I'm gonna marry you, you know that?
Yeah.
I could have been delusional.
He's actually broke.
Your apartment had great AC.
I remember you used to buy me sushi after I said that every time.
I was like a fish at SeaWorld. You were feeding me.
He goes,
remember that?
He goes, but then your father died and they put a lien on your estate.
Yeah.
He goes,
and I was just like, I don't know. Things are different now.
She was like, when I had to go into rehab for oxys, you said you just felt different. He goes, yeah, I had to stay at my mom's for a month.
Yeah, it was just different.
Totally
I just remember eating paradise rolls with you. And
do you remember when you ordered that dragon? Do you remember when you ordered that dragon roll? And I was like, it's a lot on it.
You know?
Shredded crab on top.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was great. And then you let me have that girl that works at that Italian restaurant on the corner suck me off because we met her on Bumble.
Remember? And we told her to bring over leftovers, and she did.
Played out.
I was just excited about having somebody to love. It's sweet.
All I wanted to do is just say, let's be friends, but let's keep it open-ended.
He went on a date on Friday. He got laid. You got laid too. Get the fuck out of here. I have gotten laid, but I didn't get laid on Friday on my date. He met on Tinder.
You downloaded Tinder too.
Okay,
You're just as guilty.
Tinder exhausts me. I'm so
These people suck.
I just downloaded it so that I could judge people.
This is what New York is becoming. This is a documentary about fucking boring rich kids who now live in New York who are ruining the city.
Yeah,
this is these lobotomized
Tim, our
losers.
building is
the worst.
Like 3 or 4 older people have been there forever.
Yeah, Wayne and that twink are the only interesting things in the whole building.
Well, that's the Wayne, but in my building where me and Christine live, it's us, and then it is now only like 21, 22-year-old NYU kids.
And they're all boring.
It's a fucking dormitory now. It's not even that. There's just 30 kids in every apartment.
You're going to see me there soon just throwing money around.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Tim's just going to have a giant net, and he's going to have fucking money with hooks on them. He goes, there you go, got one. Yes, this documentary was confusing. It just was a bunch of hateable people. And it made me...
What's the end of their story?
Yeah, I
just want to go home.
I just want to go home.
And then I just left. So, I'm not like, I don't know. I just wanted to, someone to talk to for like an hour. But I don't know. Tinder is exhausting. I don't want to.
Nothing good happens from Tinder.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys meet on Tinder?
Well, we met on Tinder.
And it just ends.
Yeah.
Just
By the way, in the editing room, they're like, that'll be a clever way.
There you go. Oh, that's a good button.
That's good. Well, it's The Sopranos and that. It's The Sopranos, The Wire, and that. Great.
Tim Dillon's half-hour special coming out this Friday, 11 p.m. on Comedy Central.
Thank you so much.
Also, tickets available for his NY City bus tour. It's going to be happening for the New York Comedy Festival.
Tim J. Dillon, D-I-L-L-O-N, Tim J. Dillon, D-I-L-L-O-N on Instagram. Link is up for tickets. Grab them if you can. Follow me if you can.
Go do that shit. Tim's fucking hilarious. Big J's going to be at the Comic Strip in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada tonight through Saturday at the Comic Strip. So go get tickets at bigjcomedy.com, or you can also get tickets for the All Things Comedy Festival, October 26th and 27th. Going to be doing a bunch of shows in Phoenix, Arizona at bigjcomedy.com. You can also download his album Crowdwork Sessions Volume 2. And October 30th, The Degenerates on Netflix. Big J's new half-hour Netflix special coming out, so make sure you mark your calendars for that. And follow us at Bonfire, SXM, on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that shit.
Dan Soder going to be at American Comedy Company in San Diego. That is this Friday and Saturday only. Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets for that and all of his other tour dates at dansoder.com. Also, check out our videos that are up now on Comedy Central's YouTube page. We're putting out a video every week now of a half-hour video of the show.
Check that out. They're filmed beautifully. It's fun.
Super fun when you're in the studio with us. It's, I hope, a bit of a different experience.
Also, gasdigitalnetwork.com. Tim Dillon's Going to Hell.
Hell yeah, do that.
And Real Ass Podcast, which I'm on all the time with Louis J. Gomez.
And then he'll work everybody into the ground, won't he?
Yeah.
That Louis J. Gomez. And also, follow us everywhere. And our podcast, Best of the Bonfire, the show that airs here on Sirius XM on Fridays, now available as a podcast wherever you download podcasts from. Please rate, review, listen. Let us know you're out there.
Any people of this documentary, please don't procreate.
Come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show.
Or come on the show and then procreate here.
Yes.
We love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the Lost Tapes. We'll catch you next week live.
Bye.
On the Bonfire. Crackle, crackle.
Bye.